Yeah, I got no small talk in the notes this week, Alex. What's going on?
What's going on? Busy week at Littlefoot. I feel like it's busy times at Littlefoot.
Yeah?
Yeah, we're heading into our busy season. Things are ramping up.
Stopped you from coming home today for the big game.
Stop. Yeah, missed kickoff. I had to watch it at work while roasting. 6 years.
That ain't right.
I had to work through it.
That ain't right.
It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible.
Yeah, we'll come back to that.
But no, yeah. Just been working. Tired all the time from working, as our dad would say, working for a living.
He did like to constantly remind us that he was working for a living.
Yeah. Even though we all know he didn't do a whole lot of working.
No, napping for a living.
Mostly napping.
Listen, Dad. The world saw those fine American automobiles you turned out in the 90s with your buddies.
Yeah, there's a reason UAW was struggling back then. It's not because of the strength of the union. It's because of the cars you were putting out.
Your company got the most infamous bailout in the history of this nation.
It's true. It's true.
That's your working for a living.
Yeah.
No, that's not. Our dad is
We're kidding.
we support
we
the
love
UAW on strike right
Big
now.
UAW fans over here.
Exactly.
Got to support our unions, people.
For sure.
Soccer unions.
Did you see that Union Berlin poster?
No, is it cool?
That I put on the I posted it to the Soccer Situation story.
Oh, I may have seen it then.
Instagram. It's like a Union Berlin supporter being dragged away by fascist-looking cops, just like holding a fist in the air.
Yeah.
Yell Berlin. It's pretty cool. Yeah. Pro-union in this podcast.
Pro-union pod.
Family. Where was I going with that?
Where were you going, Todd? We had a perfect segue with Union Berlin into the football. Now we're fumbling it.
I don't fumble. First of all, that's your football. Alex, the closet Lions fan over here.
Yeah. Can we talk about restoring the roar? Let's go Lions.
Probably be the highest listenership we ever have on this podcast. We start talking NFL.
We could just make a Detroit Lions sad boy podcast. They'll probably get a ton of listens.
Yeah.
Just sit here and moan about the Lions.
Is there such a thing? Maybe we need to pivot this baby.
I can moan about the Lions.
Just
I
sell
love
out.
moaning about the Lions.
I can play the dipshit that doesn't know anything about the Lions because that's what I am.
Talking about Herman Moore, Barry Sanders.
Oh, I know
about
those two.
There you go.
Yeah. Herman Moore sells mattresses, I think.
Does he sell mattresses?
He
was selling mattresses after
Barry
retired.
Sanders has a statue.
Yeah,
See, I know
sick
those two.
statue, too. They did a good job in that
It's pretty
statue.
cool. It really illustrates his lateral movement.
Yeah. Something like the league has never seen since.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Nay,
That's a
the
little
world.
American football talk for you.
Did I hold my own?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think I sounded pretty good.
Talking Herman Moore, talking selling mattresses. That's where it's at. I was trying. Robert Porcher. I'm just trying to think of old Lions now.
It's funny because Jason Hansen is the only one I
Jason
really
Hansen,
know.
legend.
Because he came into the Harmony House location that I worked at.
He always kind of reminded me, like, in my mind, I picture, like, him and, like, Nick Lindstrom, like, these legends. They're just, like, kind of white, nerdy guys, but they're, like, the ultimate athletes at what they do.
Right.
It's so funny.
Yeah, it is pretty funny.
They don't look like amazing athletes.
I
They
feel
just
like
look like general, like, white dudes. But they're like literally the best to ever do what they did.
yeah, you're right. Something about Lidstrom screams Terminator to me in a way.
He does have a very like piercing look to his
You know?
face. Yeah.
You can see the competitive nature, if not the athleticism.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I
That's
mean?
True. That's a little low on Lindstrom.
Yeah, he doesn't look like dorky. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he just got an intensity. He's got the Swedish intensity
Right?
behind his eyes.
Let me think.
Okay.
Do I have anything to talk about? I feel like major
With
things.
TV, what have you been complaining about TV lately?
Ahsoka.
Yeah, you and Ian have been talking about how terrible it is.
It is terrible. The last episode got a little better because Thrawn, the big villain that's been coming forever for
Yeah, they've
ages.
been hyping up.
Yeah, he showed up, and he actually is pretty cool.
Oh, that's good.
I've read one of the Thrawn books that give like his background.
Yeah.
One of the Star Wars novels. I'm gonna have to edit this part out. I swear to God. Listen, it was an audiobook, first of all, because I am on the road a lot. And second of all, it was not good. But I have the background information now. That's all I'm saying.
That's all you got out of it is the basic info.
It's so funny how fans of these like these movie these universes.
Yeah.
Their standards. They'll tell you that these novelizations are so great. That's what I'm getting at. And I've heard for years about how these Thrawn books are so good. Oh, you have to read the Timothy Zahn Thrawn books.
Yeah.
Incredible. They're incredible. They're so, I mean, they're fine.
Just standard.
They're standard sci-fi, like, genre schlock. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I do have a little more attachment to Thrawn. It's cool to see him show up. One of the Mickelsons, like a Scandinavian actor, I feel like is playing him, and he's got cool, icy demeanor.
Nice.
Yeah, we'll see where it goes. He brings a new presence to the show, at least.
It's good. Brings something new.
Very
Needs refreshing.
Low hopes for the show at this point.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess we should have given a spoiler alert a long time ago, but I don't think anybody cares that listens to this podcast.
Right.
Yeah, but Ezra, the other thing they've been questing for throughout the show is looking for this lost Jedi, Ezra Bridger. And he showed up at the end of the episode too. Him and Thrawn disappeared together, and the show has been a quest to find the bad guys trying to find Thrawn, them trying to find Ezra.
Okay.
A race to him. Yeah.
Okay, so these two are coming back into the story now.
Yes, they're both back.
Nice. So hopefully things will get a little more interesting from here.
They won't.
Not high hopes.
It's gonna get worse, probably more like esoteric, weird, like Jedi religion stuff that I don't care about.
Oh yeah.
I wonder if any of our listeners are still here.
Yeah, they love random Star Wars talk.
I guess a lot. I guess most
American
people do,
football.
don't they? Yeah.
I think a lot of people do. A lot more people than we realize.
Right. Well, let's go to the football. Let's rewind a little bit back to last weekend's Premier League fixtures.
Yeah.
We were coming back from an international break.
Here.
Yeah. We're recording and releasing midweek this week due to a few reasons, but also the launch of the Champions League.
Yeah. It's a nice excuse for us to be a little bit late, but cover it all this week.
Yeah, today was a special day for Alex. First Arsenal Champions League kickoff in 6 years, was it?
6 years, yeah. I thought it was more like 7, but I think it's 6 is what they kept saying today. It's been a long time. It feels longer than that, honestly.
No, I know what you mean.
Because we weren't exactly competitive in those last 3 or 4 years we were in the Champions League. So
right.
It's it feels like we've really been out of it.
Yeah, you kind of felt on the fringe there anyway.
Yeah, it's weird coming back into it with we're probably getting into the Champions League stuff a little too early here, but it's weird coming back into it feeling like we have a better chance now than we ever did back then in all the years we were in it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's fair to say. And with that, we'll do this.
Soccer situation.
Yeah, we're not going to go straight into the Champions League, but that was a nice little teaser
for what's going on today.
Foreshadowing. I'm trying to hit the bullet points of what we're going to talk about at the start of the episode because that's just good marketing.
It's true.
And good producing.
Keep people interested.
Yeah, so we're going to come back to the Champions League. Let's see what else do we have today. We're going to even take a little dive around Europe a little bit, just culturally. But mostly, I think we have Premier League talk this week. We were coming back from an international break, like I said.
Yep, we were desperate
thirsty
for
the Premier League.
Yep.
We had a round of fixtures with some pretty interesting results, and we've got at least one big one on the horizon.
Yeah, so a lot of Premier League talk, right? Even with the excitement of the Champions League return.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just get sandwich in there. That's how it goes.
It's true.
We haven't even talked about Liverpool kicking off in Europa League tomorrow.
Exactly. We still got Europa League coverage as well.
Right. But first, let's start with Liverpool. They did kick off the Premier League last weekend.
Back from international break.
Yes.
Todd fears the worst fixture. The Liverpool being stuck with the worst fixture kickoff time possible after an international break.
You know what my notes are all about? The stats behind Liverpool being fucked by the early kickoff. I've complained about it a lot on this podcast. I've complained about it even more in real life off of this podcast. I'm aware that Liverpool don't perform in this kickoff, and that kind of frustrates me.
Yeah.
But after seeing these stats, it kind of makes me think that that's not a Liverpool problem. That is just the way it is.
Yeah, like it's not necessarily just just you guys struggle with the early kickoff.
Look, if you're a big enough team that a lot of your players, most of your starting 11 is going away for internationals, coming back and kicking off before, they came back on Friday, I think. The South American
and
players
kicked off
arrived.
At noon on
I know
the next
Klopp
day.
said he wasn't going to see the South Americans before game day.
Yeah, that's nuts.
So, yeah, it's terrible. And predictably so, Liverpool came out of the gates terribly.
Yeah. Was it early goal you let up?
Yeah. Once again, a pretty early goal. I forget. I think I was watching a 4-4-2 analysis, actually. Anyway, I was watching some analysis on YouTube, and they pointed out that Liverpool's defense actually wasn't even that bad in conceding that goal.
Oh, yeah.
It was just really well done by Neto to break through a pretty tight space between Szoboszlai and Gomez, I think.
Like finding a gap,
getting a perfect ball across the 6-yard box for for a tap in.
It's more about the attackers than your defense really being out of place.
Yeah. For me, the story of the game, though, is I have notes here that I wrote when we were losing.
Yeah.
And I wrote, I'm not going to panic, but I'll say this. In the years we were title challengers, we would have ground this out. So I've got some real negatives to take from this. And then 2 minutes later, we were winning that game.
Yeah.
So I guess we're winning the league, and I got real positives to take from it. Right?
It's a good sign, though. It's a thing. You got to take the positives of early kickoff. Your struggle, your team's barely there.
Mm-hmm.
And you got a result, and you're stopping a trend of not getting results on that kind of day. So
yeah, it's like coming in for a shift, working hungover, puking and rallying, and just grinding through that shift.
Yeah, those South American boys are struggling, I'm sure.
Yeah. One annoying aspect of us recording midweek is all the major outlets got their pods out on Monday.
Yeah.
And my other talking point was that this year's version of Mo Salah is actually my favorite. He's transitioned into a full playmaker.
We talked about this because I didn't get to see most of these games, but we talked about it the next day when we were talking about Mo. You were saying that.
Yeah. He's just racking up assists and beautiful ones. Very Messi-esque assists.
Yeah, delicate touches.
Nice little dribbles and then just a little angle slotted ball. Just a surprise slotted ball.
Yeah, the angle's just perfect. The weight's perfect.
Mm-hmm. This past week, he did it for Andy Robertson. He's done it for a few other people before. Yeah. Great.
We seeing a revolution in Salah's game style.
It seems like he's adapting to his new forward line partners,
which
I think is cool. And I should give him credit because I thought, honestly, that he had a little bit too much of an ego to do that.
Yeah, he did seem like the ultimate ego superstar for a little while there.
Well, he was just extremely goal hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and rightfully so. He was backing it up by getting the goals.
Exactly, so you couldn't be mad at him about it.
Couldn't blame him for it.
Yeah, but the stats did show his shots taken are down and assists and passes and chances created are all up.
That's awesome.
Yeah, pretty interesting.
Also positive in the long run because that value is going to hold.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not worried about that at all.
So those are that still would have liked to sell. The money will still be there.
Dude's body is genuinely a temple. He doesn't do anything except play football. I'm really not worried about his value declining.
Yeah.
It would take a pretty, I don't want to get cursed it, but
a
dramatic injury.
Yeah.
Anyway, last note on that game, I wanted to note Academy kid Jarrell Kwanzaa made his full debut.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's always fun, too.
At the Liverpool Academy from the age of 8 years old.
Lovely.
He looks great, honestly.
Yeah.
Tall, super fit center back. Looks extremely composed.
Oh, center back. Nice.
Yeah, really good.
Useful.
He played out wide as well for us.
Yeah.
This game, he wasn't asked to do anything incredible. It was Wolves. They don't have a lot of attacking threats.
Yeah.
But he just looks so composed for an academy kid making his full debut.
Yeah, it's a lot of
pressure. He's got
pressure.
pretty good pace. He's not afraid to get forward and dribble a little bit.
That's nice.
And my favorite thing about him is his tackles are super well measured. He's not lunging in from distance. He's not. He's timing them well.
Yeah.
Really, that's all I have
to say. He doesn't look like a kid.
Yeah.
Panicking.
Yeah, so happy for Kwanzaa. Liverpool fans are already overhyping him.
That's how it goes, always.
Yeah, but, good for him.
But yeah, no, it's always a positive, especially at center back. I feel like it's academy kids. It's so hard to get through there.
Totally.
And you guys could use it, so
yeah,
it's huge.
Yeah, if he really emerges, it'll be great. Let's move on to Manchester United and They hosted Brighton. Let's move on to Brighton winning 4 straight Premier League games against Man United.
Yeah.
By an aggregate of 10-2.
Yeah, they have United's number very clearly.
Yeah, they do. A lot of teams do right now. But Brighton really is kind of toying with, dude, they dominated that game so hard.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, I was telling you because like Saturday I worked like 14-hour day. I was so exhausted and I came home and I sat on that couch and I got high and I scrolled through my phone and it was just nothing but memes and things making fun of United and videos of them getting scored on, and I was just like, it was just rejuvenating me as the night went on. I was like, this is what I needed.
Yeah. The funny thing is, it was Brighton's B team.
See, that's the thing, is I didn't even really pay attention to like
Ferguson was on the bench. I think Matoma was on the bench.
You call Danny Welbeck B team, Todd?
Welbs was.
Don't you call Danny Welbeck B team?
He made a triumphant return to Old Trafford.
He loves scoring against United, though. He did it at Arsenal too.
Ultimate swag move. Brighton up and in command of the game brought Barcelona loanee Ansu Fati off the bench. He should have scored too.
Just toying with him.
He should have scored. He had a great chance. Oh man, I wish I could remember who played the through ball for him, but he ran onto a great through ball, and I think the keeper made a save. I think he just telegraphed his shot a little bit.
Yeah, a little too much.
Yeah.
Man, I love it. I love this Brighton team.
We've been talking about Brighton for so long, dude. How vindicated are we?
Right? Well, it's funny, and this is, we'll get to more Arsenal stuff later, but just on the whole Arsenal's drama with their keepers, I was listening to somebody saying that De Zerbi has been rotating his keepers heavily in competitions. Like Jason Steele's played 2 games, and their other keepers played like 1 or 2 games now. He's like rotating keepers. So everyone was like talking about how Brighton is the most revolutionary team in the league right now under De Zerbi.
It's difficult to argue with, dude.
It is. And it's funny. It's just funny that I think Arteta actually brought that up as like De Zerbi's doing this over here. Like, you guys are giving me a hard time about wanting to rotate keepers, but maybe these young guys are the future of management.
I think it'd be really funny if subbing keepers in games as a regular substitution became a thing.
I mean, according to Arteta, he wants it to be.
Well, it'd be funny, like, you have your attacking fullbacks, your defensive fullbacks, right? Same for center backs, yada, yada. Same for midfielders. What if you had your attacking goalkeeper and your defensive goalkeeper?
I mean, I'm not going to lie. I think that's kind of what Arteta wants to do.
Really?
If you think of the profile of Raya and Ramsdale's like a more physical, like, kind of maniac, the backs to the wall keeper. Mm-hmm. And Raya's way better with his feet. And like more distributing and like getting things like facilitating play, and just so like maybe he is going to start doing that.
It'd be funny.
Like,
we're talking about Brighton right now, Alex.
Sorry. We're talking keepers, all right? We're talking.
No, you're right.
Giving credit to De Zerbi for his mad tactics.
No, you're right. Yeah, you're right. I forgot we were talking about.
We got a little lost.
Yeah, no, sorry, but for cutting you off though, we should continue your thought. No, it's interesting. Do you think that's really something that could happen, or are you just wildly speculating?
I think it's pretty speculative right now. It would be such a dramatic change in the game.
Yeah.
But it is interesting to see like De Zerbi using multiple keepers and not, the old like adage of like you don't change it your back four or your keeper ever.
Yeah.
Like once they're like a unit, you leave them for everything.
Right.
And it's interesting to see a manager trying to change it. And 2 managers trying to do weird things. So we'll see if that keeps going.
These are the people we need in Congress.
Yeah, please.
Try
save us.
New.
We need some fresh young blood.
Speaking of us needing to be saved, I'm taking my Tottenham concern. To be clear, that's concern that Tottenham might actually be good. I'm taking my Tottenham concern to DEFCON 3, dude.
Yeah, right.
It's getting real, man. I'm keeping an eye on it officially.
Yeah. Yeah, trust me, I have an eye on it, and we'll have a big eye on it coming up. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But
they scored 2 added time goals to win. That Kulusevski winner in the 100th minute was fantastic, dude.
Yeah.
He could not have better vibes at the club right now.
No, you got to give it to him. The Postacoglu's got them feeling like the positive vibes are going, man.
In the wake
of
that win,
un-Tottenham.
In the wake of that win, he super casually announced, "Yeah, we've got a buyback clause for Kane too.
Yeah,
if we want
just a little wink to the fans.
Yeah, that's just another thing to have in their back pocket.
Yeah,
they don't even need it though. Obviously, they've been better without him.
They've been much better without him.
But mostly, yeah, it comes down to Postecoglou being cool, man.
Yeah, he's bringing vibes that they just have not had there.
He's got too much confidence for Tottenham.
Yeah, it's weird. You thought maybe Pochettino had it, but Pochettino was still kind of like a quiet European who
he's a little
didn't really.
Weasley.
Yeah, he was a little too serious.
It.
This guy's just swagger.
Yeah, they asked him this week if the fans should measure their expectations, check their expectations
I saw these quotes.
And he's like, no.
Have fun with it.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly what he said, but he's like, have fun with it. He's like, that's why they're fans. Let them enjoy it. Like, why would you tell them not to be excited?
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's the same thing Arsenal fans went through when we first started to feel like it was coming back. People shit on you for having fun with it. Tottenham, have fun with it while you can,
Yeah.
You don't know how long it'll last.
Team looks great. Manager's a super cool dude.
Yeah.
You don't know how long it'll last. A couple injuries
could
derail
spiral very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen that at many clubs.
Yeah.
So have fun with it, Tottenham.
Yeah, but Tottenham is officially a threat this year that I did not expect.
Yeah, they look good. I mean, they still have some issues. Like I think players like Richarlison still being like not firing at all, and like
he's bagged a couple. He scored in that game.
He assisted in that game too, right? Did he assist the Kulusevski goal?
He might have. I don't remember.
But
anyway,
he had his contributions in that game.
He's back on the score sheet in general.
But yeah, him getting his confidence back could really kickstart their season big time.
I don't think he's that good anyway.
Yeah,
confident or not. Lucky to be a 10-goal a season striker.
You don't think he can replace Kane's goals, dude? Come on.
Listen, I'm pretty positive on Tottenham right now, but I'm not going to be positive on Richarlison. Don't fucking push me.
That's true. I hate Richarlison
all right?
too.
Don't push me. So let's move on. Let's move on to Arsenal hosting Everton. Or Everton hosting Arsenal.
Everton hosting Arsenal.
I had it backwards in my notes.
The famed Goodison Park. That's all I heard about in the pregame build-up to that game.
This guy told me they hadn't won there in 12 games.
Well, I thought it was 10 games, and then all the commentators were saying 5 games, 5 games, 5 games, and I was like, I thought we hadn't pulled a win out of there in a long time.
I like how quickly it went from 12 to 10 to 5 right there.
Yeah.
You struggle with Everton lately.
Terrible at Everton. Absolutely terrible.
I've been furious at you in recent years. I credit Arsenal with keeping Everton up last year.
I mean, we gave them points that they did not deserve.
Yeah, big time.
They were a horrible team and still are a horrible team, and we saw that this weekend. This past weekend. They were... Yeah, it was cool. I was so excited to watch Arsenal play, and then I was like, this is the most boring football match of all time. Yeah. One team offering 0 whatsoever to the game, and then Arsenal just trying desperately to break through a wall.
Yeah, it really reminded me of the good old days of the Premier League when half of the table was like that.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, God damn it, we have Bolton this week. So basically, yes, I get to sit in a bar for 2 hours, but no, I'm not going to get to watch football.
I'm going to be stressed praying for a scrappy goal to go in just so I can feel any relief for the next 90 minutes. Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what this game was like.
It's like watching 2 little kids play foosball.
Yeah. It's just so painful. And then, we had Martinelli go off injured as well, which didn't help. His goal was ruled off. We thought we had an early goal, which I think would have helped the game overall completely.
Of course,
obviously, that's very cliche, but
it's true.
Dyche would have had to do something if we had that goal had stood.
I don't think he would have opened right up, but he would have sooner.
Yeah. The last 20, 30 minutes, we would have gotten a little more action. But either way, Arsenal finally broke the streak at Goodison. Potentially the last ever game at Goodison and for us, and finally, thank God we broke it then.
Yeah, hopefully they get stuck playing there a little longer. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see.
Their new ownership stake is still a little dicey. I hear new things.
A little dicey,
every day.
But somehow I think they were just loaned a large sum of money from that institution.
Yes. Yeah, just for operating funds, I think.
And toward the new stadium, I think as well.
Yeah, but there is talk that purchase isn't going to go through.
Well, I know there was a lot of questions about the fit and proper persons, right, from that group.
Yeah.
There was some sketchy stuff going on with them.
Yeah, I can't really speak to it, to be honest.
Yeah.
I've read about it, but I don't remember
I don't understand the details.
Financial dealings are not my strong suit.
But you are correct in saying that it's not a bang-on deal.
Yeah.
It's not done.
And it's not just a sort of moral or possible legal issue. It's straight up they might not have enough money to actually do it.
Yeah. That's crazy. They're making loan. The
Glazers did that.
Yeah.
They leveraged their buyout of United. But this is a smaller, shadier deal.
Yeah.
I've seen Everton fans pretty split on the issue. I don't know.
I mean, anytime this is happening, I would be skeptical as a fan.
Yeah.
Just because it's like financial stuff is stressful. Like a club we've seen clubs like disappear off the face of the earth from this. So
yeah,
like, especially
if they're about to be relegated, they're going to need a lot of financial assistance if they get relegated.
Yep. And they're building a new stadium. Like could put them in a very bad place.
The wrong ownership could put Everton further away than even I want them.
Yeah.
Like,
we could see them like League 1, League 2 levels playing. Like,
see them,
or bankrupt and gone.
Yeah,
depending on how badly it goes.
That's tough to see, but in a decade, who knows?
Yeah. We've seen big clubs go down.
Yeah, if they tumble down the leagues.
And continue to go down.
Yeah, not in a decade, but.
Yeah. But no, I mean, yeah. I would hate to see them go that far down.
I definitely want to see
I would like to see them get relegated because, frankly, I think they deserve to get relegated.
They do. They've been one of the shittest teams in the league for some time now.
So, like,
they play dirty. They fucking suck.
They need at least a season in the championship.
They do. They need to
learn
reset.
a hard lesson.
Come back up like emerging from a cocoon like Burnley has a whole new butterfly.
Yeah, because what you got right now, I'm sick of. I don't want it anymore,
dude. They've really devolved about as much as a Premier League team can devolve.
You spent a lot of money devolving.
Like $500 million?
Yeah, like more money than a lot of clubs.
Maybe $750 million
to put yourself down at the foot of the table.
Yeah, dude, it's really wild.
Yeah, so we'll see. It's gonna be. I think this might be a long season for Everton fans.
Yes. So thank you once again for not dropping points to them.
Yeah, I'm so relieved. I'm sure Arteta is pretty relieved as well.
We don't have to talk about it much, but another miserable game to discuss. Chelsea 0, Bournemouth 0.
Yeah, Chelsea struggling. A lot of injuries.
Their injury pileup is actually insane.
We talked about how insane it was from them going from having the largest squad we've ever seen in the league to having like 3 academy kids on the bench at the weekend.
They had 3 senior players.
Oh, 3 senior players, my bad.
The rest were academy kids.
Like, that's nuts.
Yeah, flip it and reverse it, Alex.
It was too much to believe even.
It's pretty wild. It's deeply ironic. It's funny.
I don't have sympathy for it.
No, you can't.
Especially because they literally stole multiple players out from under us that are either injured or wasted now.
I'm pretty sure they signed Romeo Lavia just to mock us.
Yeah.
Like straight out of bitterness, like salt. They had just signed Moises Caicedo, and then they signed the plan B in the same position just because they could.
Just because they had the money.
Both of them are injured.
Yeah. Yeah, they stole several players from us too, but none of those players are looking like anything useful. Not looking great over there. We thought Pochettino was going to be the answer, I think early in the preseason people were getting hyped on it and like, is he the true answer to Chelsea's problems?
Right.
I mean, he's dealing with an injury crisis, so that's not great either. You got to give him a little slack, but it's still pretty messy over there. He still has quite a bit of talent to put at least a starting 11 out.
I guess you have to ask the question, like, is it just he hasn't had enough time? It's 5 games.
It's possible.
Most of his job up to this point has been clearing out Deadwood.
And
just figuring out who he still wants in the locker room.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in a way, you could say his management job
is just begun.
On a normal scale, is just beginning.
Yeah. Yeah. And we've seen, he is a good manager. Like we said, he's taken the worst jobs possible in his career. But,
he's made some real bad choices.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not ruling them out by any means, but they're as we all laugh at Man United, somehow Chelsea are still a point below them in the table.
Yeah, that's wild, dude.
Yeah,
super wild.
It's shocking. When I heard that after the weekend, I was like, wait, what? Like, everyone's laughing at United, but then everyone's kind of sleeping on the fact that Chelsea are somehow below them in all this.
Yeah. Obviously, Chelsea had such a bad year last year that I think it's less shocking.
Yeah.
Whereas United somehow finished 3rd in all of their glory of mediocrity last year.
Which is just also very shocking. Almost just as shocking.
Yeah. That was an inflated result.
Right.
Sponsored by the FA. Sorry, Prem. I don't really think that, but maybe I do.
But maybe.
To the old Eddie Izzard.
But.
No.
Do we want to to stay with the Premier League, or are we going to move on to the midweek action first?
Let's move on.
Before we come back.
Before we even watch Champions League, I got a couple little European headlines.
Oh, yeah, what we got?
One, this is completely random. I just saw Minamino was Ligue 1 Player of the Month.
Was he?
At Monaco.
Monaco?
Yeah. He's having a great start to life at Monaco.
That's awesome.
Good for Taki.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say about that.
I've always liked Monaco, too, and Flo Balogun's there now, and I'm hoping he has a good time in France.
Yeah, they're having a great time.
Seems like they are so far.
Yeah. And I wanted to mention that random La Liga game that we watched last week.
Oh, yeah.
Real Madrid and Real Sociedad.
Yeah.
Xabi Alonso's Sociedad.
Yeah.
Anyway, good game. Fucking Madrid came back, won it right at the end.
Did not deserve to win it either. Like, Sociedad played really well in that game.
They were on top, dude. They were dominant.
They looked fantastic,
right? But Fede Valverde hit this cracker of a shot, and I don't
know, how did I forget that sound?
Yeah, I didn't pull a clip to open the episode, but I actually did pull a clip of this shot. Let's see how.
Beautiful.
Hopefully, it comes through here. Let's see.
What a strike! What an equalizer, Fede Valverde! What a strike! What an equalizer, Fede Valverde!
The sound of it hit.
What a strike! What an equalizer,
So listen, you'll hear 3.
What a strike!
You hear his boot hit the ball, you hear it hit the post, and then you hear it hit the net. It's so hot.
And then the announcer freaking out afterwards is also amazing.
3 impacts.
What a strike! What an equalizer!
It's beautiful.
Anyway, fuck Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Goddamn, they came behind to crush Xabi's hopes and dreams.
Yep.
And then that's a perfect transition into the Champions League, where I started this season's Champions League watching my beloved Union Berlin away at the Santiago Bernabeu. Union's Champions League debut away to Real Madrid. Tough one for them. Anyway,
very tough debut.
They grounded out. Man, it's really funny because I really want to be a Union Berlin fan for all the wrong reasons. Because of like Berlin's music history, the techno. I love it. Great music town.
Yeah.
They have like really over the top leftist politics as a club.
Yeah.
All of their imagery is super commie. I mentioned a poster of a lady being dragged away by cops. I love all of that.
Yeah, no, it's hard not to love them.
In a lot of ways, everything I love about Liverpool kind of, in a way, applies to them as well.
Yeah.
But God damn, they seem to be dull. Like, every fucking time I watch them, they're so boring. And this game, too, dude. I was mad that Madrid scored a added time winner to crush their dreams, to crush their Champions League debut.
Yeah.
But they parked the bus so dramatically.
They deserved it.
They just sat deep. They were under siege from Madrid like the whole time, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I do hate that.
Hanging out for dear life.
And I mean, you're playing Madrid, who's the kings of the Champions League. You know, but like, come on, you still hate to see a team just shell up for the entire time.
Yeah, I tell you what though, and this is something that had slipped under the radar for me. They found the guy to do it. Their fucking god, Leonardo Bonucci, is at Union Berlin. Did you know
Bonucci's
that?
there?
And he was playing out of his skin, dude, keeping Real Madrid out of that net. It was so funny.
Bonucci's
the
a maniac,
he was making, dude. He looked incredible, honestly.
He's perfect for that.
Yeah, he was.
That's his favorite thing to do.
He was a gladiator in that game, dude. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It was pretty satisfying.
So, I feel bad for him. He probably was so tired.
He was gutted, I think, dude. Yeah, yeah.
Working that hard to keep Madrid out and heartbreaking stuff.
Right. Man, I didn't get his name, but Union had an academy kid make his debut in that game too.
Oh, really?
His Champions League debut, his club's debut in the Champions League at the Bernabeu. Man, they almost came away with a point until fucking Jude Bellingham cracked home a scrappy rebound in 90+4.
Yeah, it was a pretty suck. We just watched that goal. It was not pretty. Not a pretty goal at all.
Not attractive.
Really unfortunate for them to lose on that.
Yeah. You want to talk about Arsenal v PSV?
Ooh, Arsenal v PSV. The moment we've been all waiting for.
No one's waiting for this.
You're welcome, Europe. We're back.
Do you know how far I had to scroll through the menu to find this?
I got it. Yeah, let's start with that. Let's start with that, CBS.
That tells you how many people were waiting for this game, Alex.
I mean, I'm looking at these results here. I guess Barcelona looked pretty good, but you're welcome for the entertainment.
I was scrolling past like cricket matches and shit, I think.
Jeez, the great royalty of Arsenal come marching back in and grace you with our presence, and you guys put us at the back page.
Right.
Back page news.
Before the game, Henry was really annoyed by the goalkeeper debate. Mikel bringing in David Raya.
I think a lot of people are starting to, the old guard anyway, the guys that are like close to Arsenal are kind of like, and maybe as a way to back Arteta and the team is just like, they're done with it. They don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
Like, don't bring it up anymore. We're done talking about it. And that seems like Arteta's attitude too. Today in the press conferences before the game, they asked him and he was like, I'm not talking about it. I'm done. And it's like,
I think it's all you can do.
Yeah.
Because the stupid English press will just keep asking.
They will, and it's going to drive them insane. Like, Arteta, that's the one thing he's going to have to, like, buckle up for the rest of the season is, like, they're just going to keep doing it no matter how much you hate it. They're going to keep poking you with it.
I think he handles it well, to be honest.
He seems to. I mean,
he's got a funny sense of humor, that guy. He's kind of crazy.
I think he's insane.
Yeah.
I think he's like a maniac, kind of a maniac.
It does seem like it.
And I love it, though.
He's kind of part Klopp, part Guardiola.
He is. He's like he is a blend between the two.
Yeah.
He has so many insane characteristics from both of them. He's like a nightmare child of the two of them.
Right.
But I like the way he handles himself with the press. I think he does a good job. I mean, he's been in England for so long. He knows how shitty the press is.
Yeah, and he was captain of Everton and Arsenal, right? So he spoke to the press a lot.
A lot, yeah. So he's well trained in their bullshit. He's sarcastic. He shuts it down when he wants to, but then he's also fun with them a bit, so it keeps it a little bit lighter. He's not like a total asshole about it.
Yeah, every now and then he just says something that's completely insane.
Yeah, he pulls out. Oh man, what's that old sketch that we used to watch? The Premier League manager sketch.
Oh, the classic. I'm not a potato.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah, and they do. Is it Wenger they're talking about?
Wenger's
how he says absolutely nothing the whole time, and they're like praising him. Who's the manager that comes up and speaks, and they're like all so impressed because he says so much, but he says nothing at all?
I don't remember.
Oh, okay. Well, that's we can
we'll have to dig that
this out because
we'll dig it up.
It's gonna be awkward, but it's really funny. But that's what he's like. He's like sometimes he just throws out something that's so insane.
Yeah,
you're taken aback by it. Like, did he say that? Did I hear that right? Did he actually say what I think he said?
Yeah, I remember the bit now that you're talking about. I think it was Wenger in that, or Mourinho, one of the other.
It's like the art of being able to say so much without saying anything to the press at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Good stuff.
But anyway, on to the performance. Arsenal looked fantastic.
They were just having a blast.
They were. You can tell. Like, it seemed like Mikel was just like, "All right, boys, welcome back to the Champions League. Go out there and have fun. Enjoy it. Just like take in the atmosphere and go at it and try and score as many goals as you can." And yeah, they had fun. The boys had fun. Saka, of course. It's always Saka getting the first goal, first Champions League goal, first Champions League game.
Starboy.
Starboy's back.
Just relax a little bit over there.
No, it was good though. Arsenal. I honestly, it was kind of annoying to not be able to just sit down and watch this all the way through.
Yeah, that's a bummer. You had to.
I was listening to it and watching it and like catching the moments, but I was not seeing the entirety. But it looked pretty comfortable.
Yeah, it was.
I saw some moments of Saliba having maybe a little too much fun at the back. I saw him like dancing around like three players trying to take the ball from him, and I'm like, all right, come on, guys.
No, that's what you got to do.
It was impressive as hell. He was like toying with three players trying to get the ball off of him, like right in front of his own keeper, and it was like luckily it was like 4-0 already. So
yeah, that's when
fine.
You can do it. Exactly.
Yeah, he was having clearly no pressure whatsoever. It felt good. Felt good to be back.
Do you know who's up next for Arsenal in the
group? Next for us is Lens.
Oh, you guys got such an easy group.
We did. We got a pretty easy welcome back to the Champions League, I gotta say.
That's fine.
That's why I was joking earlier when I texted you. Like, wait, is this the Europa League still?
Oh,
when we went up 3-0.
Yeah.
Because like we played PSV in the Europa League.
That's right.
And then Lens too is also like Europa-esque talent.
Yeah,
Watch,
you could
they're
say
gonna
that.
School us now. Watch, they're gonna shock us.
I kind of hope they do after you just said that. That was rude.
It was very rude. I'm sorry, Liz. I don't.
This podcast is about respect.
I didn't
Alex.
mean that. I didn't mean. Take it back.
This podcast is about respect and dignity.
Honestly,
and
I was scared of PSV going into this match because they gave us a very hard time in the Europa League.
Yeah, I remember that. Who was managing them?
Ruud Van Nistelrooy.
Oh, that's right.
Right. Van Nistelrooy was the manager at the time, and they gave us they almost beat us in the Europa League.
Yeah, I feel like they were difficult for a little bit.
They were a decent side, and they were like kind of like Van Nistelrooy, kind of a nasty side too, I think. But yeah, so I was not expecting this, honestly, going into it. So it was a joy to watch. I was a bit much more stressed going into it than it actually came out to be.
That's always great.
Yeah.
People say they want a good game. No, give me a relaxing game every time.
Yeah, that was fantastic. Beautiful goals, too.
Yeah.
All the goals were pretty nice. Saka's was kind of a rebound, but it was a good finish.
Yeah.
But the Trossard's finish and Odegaard's finish, the precision into that corner, both of those were beautiful.
Yep.
Beautiful goals. They asked Thierry, too, if he believed Arsenal could win it this year. And he was not going to bite. He was not biting at all. He was happy. He's like, I'm very happy right now.
Yeah.
He's like, but a long way to go.
He had some good moments in that post-match.
He was having fun.
He was talking to Gabby Jesus, and he was very excited, asking him striker questions.
Yeah.
How difficult is it for you? You know, yada, yada. They cut that interview off. You pointed this out. You tell the story.
Yeah. So he's interviewing Jesus in kind of a weirdly abrupt, short interview with him. It was like a little awkward.
Yeah, 20-second interview.
I mean, partly because Thierry asked like a 30-part question when he first started it off. But Jesus also, he's English isn't his first language, so he's a little slower in response. But then suddenly they just kind of like cut him off and they're like, bye, Jesus. See ya, Gabby. And they're all yelling to him. And then it cuts to Harry Kane. And it's Kate, right?
Yeah.
Kate was like,
Harry,
I just want to let you know how important you are that we just cut off Gabriel Jesus really quickly, shortly, so that we could get to you. And Thierry, like, you could just see his face. It's like it's the wide shot of everybody, and you just see him like just furious. Like he was having fun talking to his boy.
Yeah.
And then they bring Harry Kane in, and he's just like, you took off an Arsenal striker for this man?
Yeah.
I love it. He can't help but react. The Arsenal's so like ingrained in him.
Yeah. But it was worth it in the end because at the end of the Harry Kane interview,
it's true.
They did
it paid off.
There was a huge payoff. Harry Kane was wrapping up his interview and taking out his earpiece, and they yelled another question at him, and he was like, "Oh, what? I thought I was done." And he comes back and puts his earpiece back on.
They asked Jamie who was the best striker between the two of them.
They asked Carragher, who is the best striker in the Premier League history, and he goes, "I'm gonna have to go with Henry." So Harry Kane comes back to the interview just to be told by Carragher that he's not as good as Henry.
That Henry's better than him.
Yeah.
And then he immediately takes off his earpiece.
He's
like,
all right, bye, guys. He's like, "Oh, thanks, guys." Yeah.
He just takes it off and leaves. And Carragher's just dying laughing.
Yeah, it was great.
I love that CBS show. They're like the only. They do it so much better, like the stupid, like chaos, laughing, bro.
Essentially
fun.
an NFL broadcast.
Yeah, but they do it so well because Carragher and Henry's their partnership is so great.
I gotta say, I like it a little better when Micah Richards isn't there.
Yeah, Micah's a bit much for me.
Be a bit when it's the three of them. It gets to be a bit too much. They all start yelling
when you
lot.
Can't hear them and they're all just screaming. It's not fun.
When it gets down to just basically Henry and Kara and give them a host that's actually a professional.
Yeah,
that's what's up.
Those two are the best.
Yeah,
because they know each other so well. And they push each other's buttons, but they're also like best buds.
Yeah, they respect each other a lot.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun watching them go back and forth.
Yeah, it really is. It's great.
Give us
Very
more of that.
Unlikely pair of buddies.
Very
from
unlikely.
knowing them in their Premier League days as players. Yeah. This roughneck scouse central defender that could barely dribble a ball.
Yeah.
And the silkiest player ever to play in the game. I think that those two would be buddies. It's like a Timon
They're opposite
and Pumbaa
ends of that era
of
Premier League players.
Yeah.
And it's
a real like buddy cop situation.
It is a funny buddy cop, and one of them's French, and the other one's got a Scouse accent.
Yeah,
it's insane.
Yeah, it's amazing, dude.
Yeah, but it makes for a magical pairing.
Well, we've talked a lot of Arsenal.
Yeah,
but really, we're gonna have to keep the train moving because we have to look ahead to the Premier League this weekend, and really, there's only one headline game.
Stop. We just looked at it. We looked. We didn't want to just talk about Arsenal. All right, people. We looked at the calendar.
We did.
Said,
I was like,
are there any other games out there?
There's not. There's not a single.
There's really not
a single match of football to be played this weekend, except for
we're shutting it all down for the North London Derby. Man, Emirates is having a big time right now. Return to the Champions League and now a North London Derby back to back.
Did they get Taylor Swift?
It's a party.
Though?
Did we get? We probably
did. I think she went to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Did she? I mean, this. God damn. That's all right. She's basic. That's where she would go.
She is basic. She's super Tottenham, honestly.
She is more Tottenham.
Well, yeah. How are you feeling about the game? Like, really, all jokes aside, this is the best Tottenham we've seen in a long time.
No, this will. I mean, based on form and these two teams where they're like so far, this is probably one of the most exciting North London derbies we've had in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Like the most on the line, anyways. Like reputation wise, it's a big test for both teams. I think Arsenal should handle it, based on the fact that our project is much further along. Like, they're having fun right now, but this project under a new manager is just getting started. I think it'd be a little bit of a hit to Arteta's ego if he doesn't win this game.
Yeah.
Considering, where we're supposed to be at in our project.
Yeah, you don't want them to have caught up right away.
No, that's, like, the worst thing. So, like, I think the pressure is heavily on Arsenal right now.
Yeah.
Especially at home to win this game. And we'll see. It seems like a new Arsenal. They're handling their business in places they haven't before. But this is a huge test. This is the first real test of the season, I feel like, to see where we're at.
Do you have any interesting personnel decisions you'd make? We don't need to talk about keepers. That's been done.
Yeah. Although I did make a shout and say I did think Ramsdale was going to start the North London Derby in a shock move. He was going to go for the English passion.
Yeah.
In goal.
Put the controversy to rest. See, I told you.
I told you he was going to get to play.
Yeah.
That's my prediction right now, but we don't have to continue to talk about keepers.
Yeah. Any instinctual weird calls you think he's going to make?
I don't think so. I think we'll see basically the same team we've been seeing. The only one that's interesting really is the Havertz role. Does he stick with Havertz or does he play Vieira in that position? He also, the left wing is kind of up for grabs right now. Trossard seems to have earned it. He's scoring goals. He looks great. You would think he just makes the simple decision and goes with him, but he played Champions League midweek. Maybe he starts somebody else there, gives Nelson or somebody a chance.
Sure.
Nelson could be a shout, just being like a academy kid. They always, people are like, oh, he hates Tottenham. He was born to hate Tottenham.
Is that something Mikel's really going to take into consideration?
No, Mikel's pretty anti-English, I feel like, as far as those traditions go. He feels like
he's science-minded.
He feels like he's trying to kill all those traditions and he's just doing his thing.
Yeah, he's not going to play that.
That's why I think my prediction of Ramsdale playing might also come back and slap me in the face with Raya starting, because he is just about what team he thinks can perform to exactly how he wants on the day.
Sure. And
that might just be Raya from here on out. We'll see.
Yeah, we will.
But no, I'm stoked. I'm excited to have this much intense, exciting football to watch right now.
Yeah, it's fully back.
Yeah, we're in full swing, big time. It kind of feels like it crept up on us.
Yeah,
I'm looking at the 5 games, like the check marks and things. Bruce, get out of here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, 5. Wow, we've played that many games already.
Played
That's
5
crazy.
Games. Champions
League's already started. Week 1 is underway for Champions League. That's
We're in
nuts.
the UEFA mix. We didn't even mention Europa League. Liverpool kick off in Europa tomorrow. I'm a little excited about that.
Yeah.
Not necessarily against Lask. Although there's a fun subplot there. Alexis McAllister's brother is on the team.
That's what you were saying. That's cool.
So there's going to be a little bro showdown. That's fun.
That's always fun. Give a little storyline.
Yeah.
Also, it's just more football to watch. I love it.
We're a squad in a rebuild, as I've said. It's a chance to see new footballers play more minutes. It's great, dude.
We talked about squad experimentation you also get to just bed your squad in together more, traveling together.
Yeah, exactly.
New boys all you form a bond,
It's all love,
Might not win anything this season, or you will. Maybe you'll win the Europa.
We're going to win a lot of things this season, Alex.
I said maybe you'll win the Europa.
We're going to win the Prem. We're going to win the Europa. We're going to win the
Carabao Cup.
The Milk Cup.
The Milk Cup. Is it a Milk Cup now?
The Milk
Cup. They change it now?
No, it's not the Milk Cup. It used to be the Milk Cup.
They should bring back the Milk Cup.
Cool. I'm out of notes. How are you feeling?
I'm good. Yeah. I mean, we literally talked about the weekend's fixtures, and I don't think there's anything.
Yeah.
Do you think there's anything else worth mentioning?
We don't need to look ahead to any of those too extensively. We'll recap them next week. And I don't think so. I mean, any crucial storylines there?
I'll just say quick two things just to watch for the weekend is Burnley and Luton. Can they get on the board?
Yeah.
Like those bottom of the team, but like no points on the board, right? They both have no points.
Yeah, no, Burnley put
one
on the board.
Burnley has one on the board now.
Yep.
Can Luton finally get one on the board?
They don't look like it.
They
Are
don't.
Everton going to be saved by having a number of teams that are just somehow more hapless than them?
That's what happened last season.
Yeah, it's true.
Somehow teams let Everton off the hook. I mean, we let them off the hook.
I see. You know where I'm going with that. But I know what you mean. No, they were just
but the
three
teams around them
teams
let them off the hook
them.
big time.
Mm-hmm. Shocking teams.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I don't know anything about Luton. Nobody does.
No, honestly, I've watched them a few times. I still feel like I don't know anything about them.
Now it'll take a little bit.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We don't have any answers.
No, but we're enjoying it. I'm enjoying the madness. I'm loving the chaos of the football right now.
Right?
It's fantastic. I'm actually just loving the sports life in general right now. We got it's honest, like we talked American football a little bit at the beginning, but I love it. Like college football's back and full. So it's like my weekends are back to just like watching sports all day. Soccer in the morning, and then you go right into college football, and then on Sundays you got the NFL.
Yeah, I don't enjoy this quite as wide a spread as you do, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's time for you to get back on the Lions train, Todd. Like
I was never on the Lions train.
Roll back,
get
dude.
back on
I know. I was a solo in the family on the Lions train.
I might get on like the WWE train or something.
Ooh.
No, I would have to get on independent wrestling. Paco would never have it.
That's true. That's true.
I've tried to get into wrestling too, and I can't.
New favorite of the pod, Dan Soder, is a big wrestling guy. Maybe you should listen to some Soder content on wrestling.
Okay, maybe I can do that. I don't know. What sports do I like? I don't
Tennis
know.
is always
tennis,
good, but tennis always just the majors, you know.
Yeah,
like you watch it when it comes up, but you're not watching
thing.
it. Nobody watches like the small tournaments, really.
No.
Yeah. What else? Hockey. You can get back in the Red Wings train. That could be back your '90s Red Wings action.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Stevie Y's back. Maybe it's time, Todd.
I suppose so.
Start going to Griffin's games. Start to get to know the academy kids.
That's true. Use the resources at hand.
Mm-hmm. Griffin's games are cheap and fun.
Maybe I'll get into disc golf.
I know a lot of people out here who are into it. I can get you hooked up if you want it.
Pickleball. Dude, I think my buddy Clark might be trying to make a move in the pickleball scene.
Really?
Yeah, dude. I was looking at him on Facebook, and he's got some pretty serious-looking pickleball posts. He's been playing in tournaments and stuff.
I love it, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll give him this. Pickleball feels like a very achievable sport when you play it.
That's really funny.
As a tennis player growing up, like when I played pickleball, I was like, if I like got in shape and started doing this, I might actually be able to play in these tournaments.
He seems like a pretty athletic guy. Maybe he could. Maybe
he could.
Oh man, what if I know a professional pickleball player and I don't even know it?
It's possible, dude. Get on that pickleball scene. We got our pickleball beer city open that happens every.
Yeah, that's true.
Every summer we could put in for let's do an off-season winter training montage, and then we'll join Beer City Open next year and we'll win it.
Just crush it.
Just win it so easy.
I gotta say I didn't see anything in that tournament that was.
That's what I'm saying.
Frightening.
It looks like the most obtainable sport to be like actually good at
right.
On a decent level right now.
Oh, that's so
says
funny.
The guy who's sitting here like 50 pounds overweight. Probably couldn't even play a full match right now.
That's the thing. You don't have to move that much in pickleball.
It's true. If you're playing doubles, dude,
Yeah.
it's easy as could be.
This kid knows racket sports. Don't let him tell you or sell you short.
And trust me, I'm kind of joking here, but I'm also kind of not. I could do some pretty good stuff with a pickleball when I was out there.
I completely believe
and
you.
Playing in not very good shape. So,
yeah.
Let's get into pickleball. Let's make it serious.
What a strike! What an equalizer!
That's Alex playing pickleball. That's
What a strike! What an equalizer! Fenny Valverde!
hit it one more time, man.
What a strike! What an equalizer! Fenny Valverde!
Shit. That's a good sign off, I think.
Yeah, let's fade it out.
Let's fade that one out.
That's fucking ridiculous.
I'm not even wearing my headband this week.
Oh, yeah. Damn, we really didn't put that together very well. Oh, well.
Good
Everybody,
stuff.
thank you for listening. That was episode 30 of Soccer Situations.
Yeah,
Big
these
3
are racking up.
Yeah.
I got a comment. I was like, we feel bad about our episodes, but I'll give you this, Todd, as we fade out. Rosie said she's really proud of how much we've been staying on, getting episodes out, and getting content out.
Oh, thanks, Rosie. Appreciate that,
Rosie.
Soccer Situation.
Leopold's
Yeah.
going to cause trouble on our way out.
Anyway, that is Soccer Situations. Have a good week, y'all.
Thanks for joining us.